Thanks for the warm welcome. My name is Alfred Porziella. I'm a cloud security specialist for the Prisma Cloud product at Palo Alto Networks. Appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all today about CNAPP. Is it just another buzzword or better mousetrap? Let's see. So what is a CNAPP? It's an acronym for Cloud Native Application Protection Platform, with the emphasis on platform. And this term was coined by Gartner a couple of years ago. And the definition really, it's an industry-wide attempt to better enable security to catch up to both changes in speed and technology as we hurtle headlong into the future. So the cloud-native era has created a fundamental shift in the way traditional enterprise security must be delivered, so we need to revisit our approach. So as you can kind of see on this slide here, it's probably a little bit overwhelming, but for the security practitioners, things have changed. They now have to contend with ephemeral workloads, click ops, multi-cloud, the dynamic nature of software-defined networks, agile workflows, and an adversary, probably most importantly actually, an adversary who is already cloud-native savvy, and trying to take advantage of every opportunity. So if we take a look at the types of capabilities that CNAPPs offer, we can kind of start with the following, and I'll focus, there's quite a few here in this kind of Swiss Army knife toolkit, but I'll focus on CSPM and workload protection. So Cloud Security Posture Management, or CSPM, it's there to look at all your cloud applications, configurations, log events, and it shows you what misconfigurations and security weaknesses exist that can be used by an adversary to gain a foothold or control of the environment. And also whether there's any malicious activity taking place that requires immediate action. So you can kind of liken this to a continuous audit that provides an adversarial view of the attack surface and prioritises what remediation or hardening activities need to take place. It also gives you a view of, whether you're complying with regulatory frameworks, for example, such as the NZ-ISM, MITRE or NIST, for example. Now moving on to cloud workload protection, that's another CNAPP area of capability. And so if CSPM is the smoke alarm, then workload protection for containers, Kubernetes, serverless applications, that's the fire extinguisher. So here we move from passive security controls to active measures that can intercept and actually stop an attack. So this is important as you can't always immediately patch vulnerable applications or apply remediation activities. Then you also have the problem of zero-day vulnerabilities. These can appear when we least expect. So workload protection provides compensating controls that can prevent a weakness from being exploited. This buys you time to address the root cause. So we're now starting to realise that leaving security to the end of the software development lifecycle only benefits cyber criminals. So this presents us with an opportunity to gain a massive advantage by solving security issues prior to deployment into production. So CNAPPs offer native IDE, VCS, CI/CD integrations, deep code scanning of infrastructure as code, applications and software supply chain, automatically embedding feedback directly into developer tools. This enables you to ship code that's secure by default without disrupting workflows. Software composition analysis can be used to identify vulnerabilities in open source packages. Secret scanning ensures we aren't exposing sensitive credentials. And I would further add that it's just as important to protect the software delivery pipeline as it is to protect the software itself. So imagine being able to understand and assess the security of all the tools that are part of your CI/CD pipeline. So not just security in the pipeline, but also security of the pipeline itself. An often overlooked overlooked area of security is around the pipeline, is to discover shadow tools. And the OWASP Top 10 for CI/CD is a great example of this, and I really encourage you. I think this was released earlier this year, and we were a major contributor to this, so this is definitely something, probably for another discussion, but definitely worth your attention. So, just go back. So we've talked a little bit about the features within a CNAPP, but what's the benefit of using a platform as opposed to using discrete vendors, cloud service provider tools, or even open source tools? So we see an average of about 75 tools deployed in a typical enterprise for cloud. We're supposed to be making the job of cyber criminals a nightmare, not ours. So how are we supposed to manage this proliferation of fragmented tools that we inevitably accumulate along the way? The lack of cohesion across tools encourages siloed behaviour, finger pointing, and endless investigations. This risks placing our people at odds with each other, leading to conflict, burnout, and ultimately compromising productivity. And particularly the issue of burnout, it was an interesting discussion last night on that during the dinner. It's definitely something I encourage people to focus on. So this ensuring complexity is the enemy of cybersecurity. So the consolidation and simplification that CNAPPs offer provide the alignment and efficiencies that help developers, cloud engineering, DevOps and security teams to work from the same scoreboard. And this is through the native integrations across all of these tools that provide the right context, enrichment of information, intelligence and automation. So even the recent automation advances in AI and machine learning further advance this cause as CNAPP feeds these engines with enriched data. So in summary, so we like to think that during an incident, we can rise to the occasion. However, the reality is that we fall to our highest level of preparation. So CNAPPs help us lift the security bar more quickly, accurately, and efficiently. So how prepared are you? How difficult would it be for an adversary to compromise your cloud applications and exfiltrate data? How quickly can you detect a breach? Do you know how secure your cloud applications and infrastructure are? And how aligned is this to what the executives in your organisation understand and expect? And remember that while there are obvious technical benefits the CNAPP provides that help deliver better security and productivity outcomes for cloud-native applications, and we actually see this in the widespread adoption of CNAPP, the often ignored benefits are really to team culture and people. So yes, it's another buzzword, but in this case, I think it's a very important one. If you'd like to learn more, there's some resources here just on cloud-native security. And yeah, come out and see us at the booth. Thank you all very much.